Hey guys, today we are going to solve this reorganized string problem. This is once again a sorting problem, and you can pause here to read through the problem. But this is actually the problem is really short, so I will just explain it to you. So basically, for a given string s, what you need to do is that you need to return a rearrangement of s so that each character in the S is not the same as the characters adjacent to it. And if it is impossible, then just return an empty string. So how do we do this? And one thing we could, one thing I always think about for those kind of questions is that what information can we get from the problem? And so for this problem, the input is just a string, and what we could get from a string consists of just lower English letters. What one thing we could get is that the occurrence of each character, right? And how can we use that infos? So if we know the occurrence of each characters, then this problem will become the following problem. um, Given some characters and the corresponding occurrences of those characters, can you construct a string using them with no same adjacent characters? And then how can we solve this? Let's first think about how do we know that there will be a valid answer. And to do that, what we need to think about is that how can we fill the strings that we can contain the most occurrence of one characters. And to do that, to give an example, suppose the string is the length of the string is even. Then what we will need to do is just we start from the beginning, and for each even indexes, we just place the characters with the most occurrence, right? And it's basically the same for the string with odd length. And for this, you can also like having some more example and get this like conclusion that if there is one character that has occurrence larger than or greater to greater than or equal to length plus 3 divided by 2, then we need to return empty because there will be no valid string. And you can see in this example, so the length is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So if we have 4x, we just can't fill in the x because after we fill those 3x, the first one, either spot we put the x, there will be adjacent x. So yeah. And how about the other case? For the other case, what we will do is that we just, for each characters, we fill them in the order of first we fill them in all the even indexes, and then we fill them in all the odd indexes, and that's the way to do it. So let's get started. So yeah, again, let's first initialize the result, which is empty at first, and what we'll need to do next is that we want to get the characters that occurs the most in S. So what we will do is that we will leverage the counter. It will be counter equals to collections dot counter S. So right now we have the counter, and we still need to sort it so that we could get the character with the most occurrence. So, uh, characters equals to, so we want to sort the counter with the key equals to lambda x, and we will use the occurrence, so basically the value of the x, right? And we want the character with the most occurrence at the beginning, so reverse equals to true. So now the characters contains the a list of character that in the order of the descending occurrences, right? And what we will do is that let's see if the so if the occurrence of the first character is larger than the length plus 3 divided by 2, we will just return the result. Right? And what we do next? So next, we first want to construct the result. And how do we do that? Result equals to, let's first build a list with length equals to s and preview all the 0 in it. And what we do is that we have a for loop. Actually, no. Actually, for characters, um, occurrence equals to. So right now we just iterate the characters, and for each character we get the occurrence of that single character. And then what we would do is that we just view it in the result. And how do we do that? We can do that by so for each character, okay, for each character we get the occurrence, and then for those occurrences we want to view it. Okay, so well greater than 0. Actually, I think we need to initialize the add first to indicate where we want to store that value. So, while occurrence larger than 0, what we need to do is that result I equals to character, right? And once we do that, what we would do next is that we just decrease the occurrence by one because we already fill one character. And next, I will be equals to I plus 2, right? So basically starting from 0 and then the next is 2. And right here, we will need to check if I is larger than length as minus 1, which means if I is already exceeding the the list, then what we do, we would reset the app's value 1. And that will be 1. Yeah. So basically, what this loop will do is that for each character we get an occurrence, and for for all those occurrences we just fill that character, all of them, in the result. And I think that's it. At the end, we just return results dot join. Sorry. I think that's it. Yeah. And for the runtime, the sort will takes and log in, and this while loop uh, will at most take on, and also with this for loop. So do notice that the cat so the sum of all the currents will be just the length, which is n. So basically, this whole nested for and while loop just take on. Yeah. So overall, the runtime is just the sorting and it's in log n. So yeah, that's it. Um, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.